I think looking at the movie, I think the focus was on human rights. It was on laws, how to institute new laws to get people to think about voting, the need for voting. I think this movie depicted something that this country was missing. They couldn't get a reaction from the president. They couldn't get a reaction from the governor of the state. And it was simply because we didn't have laws that were strong enough to protect the citizens that are depicted in this movie.
And unfortunately, the sad reality is in this movie that the law enforcement were the bad guys, right? And were portrayed as the big barrier towards freedom at that time. How did that make you feel? And keeping in mind also the context of what's going on this year, or these last couple of years, with law enforcement in general as well.
Well, what I saw in the movie, and I'm sorry I'm pausing because I taking it in, I was appalled, knowing that the sheriff of that particular county had enough power and enough authority as an elected official that it could have been stopped right at his level. And he took no action. And then the next thing you saw was it progressing from the sheriff of that county, moving to the governor of the state, and ultimately moving to the president of the United States. That should never have happened. These are things this whole thing talks about the civil rights. It talks about voting. It talks about the things that we want to see in our laws and how we want people treated. And there's an expectation there. And I think that's what we wanted to see come out of this, is that these young people know that they have to be involved in voting. They have to be involved in understanding what civil rights are and what it's taken for us to get from the era that was depicted in this movie to current day and what we're seeing, because we still have difficulties. And it's going to be up to them to solve them. I mean, we're responsible for trying to solve them, but if we don't, we need a generation coming behind us that's going to address these issues or prevent our government and our elected officials from reverting back to what we've struggled so hard to gain.